Well, hello everybody, and welcome. My name is Stephen the Jupiterian here with your forecast of Jupiter. No, I'm sorry, Uranus moving into the sign of Gemini. Well, with the sign of Gemini, it's a lot about communication, change. Well, Uranus is also the planet of change and disruption, sudden change, the planet of invention, freedom, rebellion, rule breaking, disrupting, and Uranus is also the great awakener in a lot of things. So in Gemini, it'll certainly change a lot about how you communicate. Um, Also, Gemini is a lover of knowledge, so they love a lot of things. They can be very playful as well and restless to some degree, opportunistic, and very intellectual. And did I say, and then did I mention talkative? Yes. Well, communication, talkativeness, loquacious. Yep. All those wonderful keywords, which are for Gemini. And for Uranus, the planet of invention, inventiveness, uh, freedom, and rebellion. So, yes, actually, it's going to be a very liberating time in many fields of study. Gemini loves to delve into things that are they are very curious in studying things. So, yes. And let's see, I'm going to share with you a. And Uranus moves into the sign of Gemini on the 7th of July. And here we are. Uranus is in Gemini. Let's see if we can make this closer to 0 degrees, 0 minutes. Okay, well, here's 0 degrees, 0 minutes. Gemini rising right here, where my pointer is. Here's Gemini. I will annotate this all even for you. So here's Gemini. And on the 7th, your Venus will have already been will have already moved into Gemini as well. And I'll just get rid of that. And we can go back another hour. Here's Aries rising, and Uranus is still at 0 degrees. We move it in back another hour. Here we are. Uranus is at 29 degrees, 59 minutes. If we move this into minutes, which is going to take a while. There you go. At about 12:50 something. Alrighty. On the West Coast. This is West Coast time. So at 12:47 a.m. after midnight. Yes. On the West Coast, we have Aries Aries rising at the moment. Now let's clear all drawings. And okay. So we have Aries rising when Uranus enters Gemini. The third house. Wow, actually, it's pretty cool. Uranus will be in the third house on the West Coast of communications, ruled by Mercury. And Mercury will be in Leo in the fifth house. Isn't that really neat? And so, yeah, I like that a lot. The moon will be in Sagittarius, opposing Venus and Uranus at this time as well. A shakeup of your emotions, possibly. If you're Aries rising, and this is occurring in your third house, and Mars, your ruling planet, is in the sixth house of work, illness, pets. So, and that, my friends, are Mars is making a square to Gemini, any planets in Gemini. Could also make any a square to any planets in Sagittarius and opposing any planets in Pisces on this day, July 7th, 2025. Um, and the sun is at 15 degrees here. Jupiter at 6 degrees, 15 minutes. So Mercury in is going to be doing very well here for when through this time with Venus. And how long will that be? Let's see. Let's move this in 2 weeks because here's the following week, and then the next week when Mercury will be going retrograde on the 18th of July, starting to go. Oh wait, no. Mercury goes the 17th of July. Sorry. So this Mercury retrograde, I don't think it'll be too bad. I don't believe it will be because it's going to be making its sextile to planets here, and it's we don't have any planets in Scorpio or Taurus, so we don't have any squares between with any in Taurus and Scorpio, unless you have personal planets. Then, well, then yeah. But the current sky, we would need to see you're doing your natal chart to see if this affects you, how this affects you. So that's why we need to do a consultation if you're interested by this. Actually, let's move this into days. Actually, move this into the 17th. When Mercury, and then we'll move this into hours. Mercury goes retrograde on the 17th, later in the day or in the afternoon, evening. Let's see. Mercury is still at 15 degrees 34 minutes. He's stationary. And then Mercury goes retrograde in the evening. Yeah. On the West Coast, or the 18th on the East Coast. Yeah. And the 18th in the rest of the world. Mercury will go retrograde. We don't have any planets in Scorpio other than Vesta and Juno, which are transiting Scorpio at this time. And there are no planets in Taurus. There are no planets in Taurus making a square to that. Making a square to that. But if you have any planets in Aquarius between 15 and 20 degrees of Aquarius, because then this is Pallas Athena, the goddess of wisdom and knowledge, and also retrograde in Aquarius, make it opposed to Mercury. There's an opposition here. So if you have any planets between these in these signs, or in Scorpio or Taurus, well, then we'll need to have a look at your chart, which is why you would need a consultation. You can book one with me. There's in the description you can find how to book a reading with me. And so yes, actually Mer um, Mercury will be in Leo for quite some time. And let's move this into another week. When Mercury is still retrograde in Leo, and then it goes direct until September. Actually, yeah. Let's move this back in a couple days. Yeah, the 29th degree September. Yeah, September 1st. Whereas Mercury is at 29 degrees, and we'll move into Virgo in September. So that's pretty neat. This is about Uranus. Well, even though Uranus is in Gemini, we look to Mercury, which rules Gemini, the planet of communication. He's going to be doing well here for the rest for the until September, and then I'll make a square to Mercury. Will make a square to Uranus when he's in Virgo. Which will bring some interesting upheaval and shake up in communication. Sudden changes in possibly education and many different systems. Um, will be taking having some major changes. So I have a feeling that this summer will be a interesting summer. It'll be fun. It'll be an interesting summer. It'll be fun to see the changes that occur during this time. It sure will. So, and actually, I'm uh, also going to look at some tarot cards after later on another video. But yeah, that's Uranus and Gemini, and Mercury is ruled by that, and we'll see what happens with that. So, yeah, and then Uranus goes retrograde, and then for a while until April April 2026, where Uranus will go back into Taurus, and then in April of 2026, Uranus moves permanently for 7 years in Gemini. All right, well, that's what I have for you. Thanks for watching, and I will have more on this because Uranus will have a seven. It's in your in Gemini for 7 years, so you'll hear more about it from me. All right, I'm Steven the Jupiterian. Thanks for watching, and take care of yourselves. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here, post a comment, and share the video. Thank you. All right, bye. Bye, everybody.